you can only watch it for the first time once. It'll be interesting to see what we catch and what we don't.
You ever play the video game Mass Effect?
This is where Babylon 5 is becoming Babylon 5.
That was great. I love that.
100% completely accurate, definitive ranking of Babylon 5.
I love it so much.
We're officially into it, Jeff.
The year is 2025. The name of the podcast, Babylon 5, for the second time.
Welcome to Babylon 5 for the second time. My name is Brent Allen.
And I'm Jeff Akin. Brent and I used to be Star Trek podcasters, and then we watched Babylon 5 for the first time, and everything changed. Now we're watching this incredible series for the second time, picking up on all the stuff there was no possible way we could have the first time around.
But don't worry, we are still searching for those sci-fi messages we find in this series. It's something, Jeff, that I feel is particularly important and somewhat unique to the way that we do things here. We have a litmus test that we use for those things. We want to know, is there holding up a mirror to society? Is it giving us hope that things could be better in the future? Or is it maybe just telling us how to be better human beings to one another? Now, that being said, we are looking for messages that are different from the ones we did the first time because we're here at a second watch, which means everything from this point forward in the episode is full of spoilers. Anything is fair game for Jeff and I to talk about from any point in the timeline, from any point in the franchise and the series, canon, extra canon, all that sorts of stuff. So if you're watching this for the very first time, consider this your spoiler warning. Go watch the other one first. Watch Babylon 5 for the first time with Jeff and I. That's where everything's spoiler-free. And then come do this one. Trust us, it's better that way.
Because the first time comes before the second time.
And unless you're George Lucas, you should watch the first time first and
right.
Get the second time or the fourth time.
We're not doing a fourth time.
No.
At least not this way.
Not planning on it. No. Not planning on it, yeah.
We weren't planning on a second time either. This, Brent, is one of the episodes that I've had thoughts about heading into the second time. This week we're watching A Distant Star.
I don't remember this one. We didn't watch this one the first time around.
No, well,
there's a hole in my mind.
There's a hole in your mind.
around like there's like a handful of episodes at this part of season 2 as a whole. Like
right.
it's just holes, I think.
Well, and given how much work we put into stuff like prep and everything the first time around, it might be a 24-hour hole in your mind. Not this time though. We're going to watch it here in a minute, but you just mentioned you don't remember it. I remember absolutely hating this episode. Everything about it, despised it. I think at one point I might have said something along the lines of, if this episode never happened, the world wouldn't be any different at all. Do you remember?
I do. What I remember the swamp rat, this friend coming in. I remember that. And when I think of A Distant Star, for me, based on my first watch alone, this is like a bottom 3 episode of the entire series for me. Wow. I think I'm not entirely sure. That being said, Jeff, I'm actually really kind of excited to get back into this episode and see if it can be redeemed, to see if I was just wrong. We heard from so many people out there who just told us we were wrong during our first watch. So I'm excited to maybe see, was I just wrong, or is this really just a bad episode?
That's what you say you remember.
Mm-hmm.
You might be a little bit surprised, Brent. I actually went back and listened to our first time episode.
Okay. What did I actually say?
Well, let's see. One quote you had was the guest star, he's just not terrible because of himself. It's the writing. This writing is awful.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but Brent, DC Fontana wrote this episode. And you were like, what? We actually paused. You didn't believe me. We actually paused for you to go look it up and see that DC Fontana wrote it.
For those listening to the audio podcast right now, I am flummoxed once again. DC Fontana. Hey, listen. I have all due respect for DC Fontana, but you can't hit 1,000 every time. You're just not batting 1,000 every time. You're just not. And listen, not every bit of Star Trek was great. In fact, a lot of it was just trash. So, and I'm not. I don't even know that well enough to know which one she wrote versus which one she didn't. So, yeah, whatever.
No way she wrote the trash.
But
There's no
I
way.
have all love and respect for DC Fontana. I really, really do.
Totally. I took a lot of notes listening to this. I'm not going to share a lot of them because honestly, Brent, we just crapped on this episode for about 55 minutes.
That must have been a fun listen for our listeners out there, and even you again.
Yeah, there were. I mean, for the most part, I just don't remember it very fondly. So I'm like, yeah. But
was it entertaining?
It was. I actually enjoyed some of it. In fact, there's two things I wanted to share out of it. Was that man, we talked a lot about hyperspace in this one, which is pretty much the point of the episode.
That's where we got the whole like that's not how hyperspace works thing.
Yeah.
That's this episode. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
We got comments on that through the end of the series.
Sure.
Like we're like, yeah, we get it, man. But there was a line in this where somebody says something about there's nothing can live in hyperspace.
Yeah.
And you and I were like, oh, so 100% there's something that lives in hyperspace.
Yeah.
What did we see in Crusade?
Stuff living in hyperspace.
We called it all the way back in this episode. We were predicting Crusade.
I'm so glad you connected those two things together. That something we said here offhandedly doesn't come back to, it's a dropped thread, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets picked up again later on in Crusade. And any love we can give to Crusade, I want to give love to Crusade.
Totally. Yeah, it was great. I think that's where JMS was like, oh, let's pick up all this stuff I left. And then the network screwed it all up. But one thing that is, I'm going to say here so that I don't say it during the episode itself, because it will come up. But Delenn says some great stuff in this one about the universe and how, like, it's just trying to figure
star
itself.
Stuff and all that kind of stuff. We're star stuff. Okay. All right.
We're the universe just trying to figure itself out, sort of a thing.
All right.
So I quoted the Rush song Presto from their album.
Of course you did.
Presto. And so I'm doing that here so I don't have to do it there. I'm not going to go into all the other stuff that we talked about. It's not helpful to our conversation. Did you, though, sir? Did you find anything as you were scouring the web, looking through the Lurker's Guide and other resources? Did you find anything interesting?
I had a handful of times. I had a handful of things. Now, I have no idea what this means, Jeff. Okay.
Is it Zahadum?
No.
Okay.
No. I know what that means, and I don't know why you guys think that we have not heard the name Zahadum yet.
Yeah, you're probably right.
We've just not. We need to watch while we're watching this episode. I'm assuming Maynard is the guest star.
Okay.
The dude looking over my shoulder. I'm assuming that's who it is. I don't know if that's who it is or not, but we need to be on the lookout for his footwear.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know what it means, but I guess JMS said be on the lookout for his footwear.
All right.
So let's find out what that means together.
They pump? Is it like the old
I don't know. I don't know.
Cool. And in the council chambers chat, we got this hint that's very early on. So that's helpful.
All right. Sounds good. So talking about the hyperspace thing, and I'm glad you said that because that actually makes this make a little bit more sense. I want to quote JMS here. He says, to be filed under the heading of what I does, I take the rap for. What I does not, I doesn't take the rap for, which is a phrase I'm going to start using. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Listen, if it's me, I'll own it. But if it wasn't me, I ain't going to own it. And that's been a reality in my life here over the last couple of weeks. People trying to blame people that are close to me for stuff that they really didn't do. And yes. Anyway, so he says that line. He says, when we discussed the hyperspace accident in our production meeting, Jim, the director, asked if he could do some fratzing and sparking, some fire. And I said, I did not want huge gouts of flame. A few small sparks is fine. Maybe some smoke from some components burning out. And the day they happened to shoot that scene, I was over in another facility overseeing a mix down of another episode. And guess what they did in his absence?
Big old huge flames.
So whatever we get in this episode is not actually the rules that he set by for what it's supposed to be.
Which is good, because I remember what we get in this episode being dumb and not making any sense.
And in terms of how hyperspace works in this world, because here's the thing, I remember our conversation about hyperspace between Star Wars and Star Trek. Those two things specifically, probably some Lost in Space and some other things. Okay. We as an audience have been trained for this is what hyperspace is. This is what hyperspace looks like. And if you're going to create new rules for hyperspace, you have to tell us those rules for your universe. And I remember feeling like he didn't. It's just, here's this. And it's like, that's not how hyperspace, like, tell me. So that being said, talking about hyperspace, the rules of hyperspace, he says. Once you're in hyperspace, you can ride the navigational beams between the beacons, narrow beam stuff, and you cut through the interference, as noted in this episode. And by correlating the beacons, you have to know where you come out. He says, apparently people were asking, like, well, what about this? Well, what about that? And he's like, that's what you do, and that's what I'm saying. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's what he said. He also said so many questions about hyperspace have come up. So apparently we weren't the only ones who talked about this. So many questions about hyperspace came up in the last year or so. We figured that they should be addressed, and be assured we're staying clear of technobabble as ever. JMS, buddy, a little technobabble is fine. Yeah, like, we get it. Just give us something. You know,
there is science in science fiction.
Yeah. Just give us some of the technobabble. It's fine. It's one of the other things that they did for this episode, and I don't know if we want to pay attention to this or not, Jeff, but they remixed the narration and music with the opening sequence.
Oh, it's this episode.
In this particular episode, and it's a lot better. He shifted the placement of some of the lines. Bruce's did a new rendition of it, and it's really nice. It carries some weight. So there we go.
Cool. Yeah.
Now, that being said, that's the only thing interesting that was said about this episode, was people fighting him about the rules of hyperspace and new titles.
All right.
So all I'm saying, Jeff, particularly for our first watch, you and I were in good company.
That's good to know. Right?
I feel vindicated. I feel justified.
I feel hopeful now too, because on the first watch, people had the same questions we had, but then on our first watch, everyone like bit our heads off because how dare we? So maybe we'll actually see this through a new light the second time around.
There you go. I like it.
What do you say we find out right now?
Let's do it.
Because that's what happens right here, people. If you're joining us for the first time, hello, thank you for being here. To explain how this is going to work, if you've joined us on YouTube, you're going to see an edited, kind of cut up version of our reaction, because Brent and I, are going to watch this right here, right now. Just right down here, a little boop, video is going to come up, and it's going to be the episode. If you want to see the full and unedited version of what we're going to watch, you can get that at our Patreon page at patreon.com/Babylon5 first, the number 5 and the word first, and there's a link to that in the show notes.
And if you're listening to us on the audio podcasting app, you are going to hear the audio of that video, because we want you to join in on the fun as well. And then after that, we'll have a little conversation about it on the back end. So, Jeff, let's watch an episode.
Let's go.
Accessing file.
Repair crews report they'll be finished by 1500 hours.
Good. I want to send a message to Babylon 5. Attention of Captain John Sheridan.
Dude, he's just kicking back,
And,
man.
take this down exactly.
Exactly. Because I'm going to call him some names. And it's cool. We haze each other. It's all in good fun.
We're bros.
Oh, good.
Oh, she still got the cane.
We just received a message for you. It's from Captain Maynard of the Cortez. It's rather rude, sir.
Rude?
Unless all your friends call you swamp rat.
This communique from one captain to another is written on a transparency.
It's very futuristic.
That anyone can read walking by. There's no privacy. Yeah, but she's at least like second in command. Like Drazi walking down the hallway can now read what's on this thing.
Yeah.
But it does look very futuristic.
And a long story. How many Explorer-class ships have visited Babylon 5?
None. Until now.
Well, you're in for a real treat.
Explorer ship coming through the gate, Commander.
Right on cue.
That is a very long ship. See, here's the thing. So they've got these tubes in between. You would assume you can travel down those tubes to get to the other sections.
Probably, yeah.
Right?
What if they have trains like on the Excalibur?
Oh, that'd be good. Something.
Dude, the soundtrack is working really hard right here. It's a cool looking ship, though.
It is.
Impressive.
Sheridan's like,
Take a good look, people. If you're supremely lucky, you may see 2 ships like her in your lifetime.
I believe your friend Stinky has arrived.
Swamp Rat and
Here we go.
Stinky.
I like this scene, the size
Dude,
comparison.
that Cortez is like the same size as Babylon 5.
Yeah, you
Huge.
too,
Last I heard, you were heading for the rim.
Everybody's talking about the rim.
Star Trek's in about a month.
I'm surprised he didn't say quadrant 900.
Right.
Don't tell me you get ISN all the way out on the rim now.
DC Fontana
hell
wrote this
no.
one. She knows better.
No, we got called back in to do a repair on one of the Euphrates gates.
My girl.
But we had to do a resupply anyway, so when I heard the news, I thought we ought to stop in.
Ambassador, Captain Jack Maynard.
Ambassador?
Captain, I was hoping to convene a meeting of
Menard.
the council later this week to discuss the problems in Sector 19.
Stand by. We'll be right back. Are you ready to take your Babylon 5 for the first time experience to the next level? With our exclusive Patreon, you'll get access to all kinds of cool stuff that you can only find there. Our recording notes, unedited reaction videos, an exclusive Discord community. And you can even be listed as a producer of the show. Plus, we even offer exclusive meet and greets and hangouts. You won't find this kind of experience anywhere else. Get all these amazing benefits, plus the opportunity to interact with other fans from around the world. It's being part of a huge community where everyone shares the same appreciation for Babylon 5. Subscribe at patreon.com/Babylon5First. That's the number 5 and the word first to get access to these incredible benefits. That's patreon.com/Babylon5First. We can't wait to see you there. I do like Tamblin's coldness with her. It makes a lot of sense.
She's Minbari?
Uh-huh.
What's the deal?
Still trying to figure that out. There's the story she told us, but then the Minbari never tell you the whole truth.
I know what you
Wow. That's some like deep-seated like
Some kind of setup you're running here, John.
racism's not really the right word.
Beautiful
Stereotyping.
There you go. Yeah,
More
yeah.
going on here every minute of every day than anywhere else I've ever served.
But I eat what I want, when I want, and as much as I want.
That was before you were
Oh, is this the diet
You
episode?
still have
Yeah.
iron deficiency.
Is it
Blood
really?
pressure's always been a little high. No, I'm prescribing Prustin.
Has a great scene in it.
Diet so you'll mend faster.
No salt, no bread, no anchovies, no bunya counter.
Tough.
We made a
Those are
comment
things I
in
want
this
you to
one
try
about
to
how we
avoid.
felt they were trying to shove Franklin down our throats.
Diet.
No. Food plan.
Got it.
He's not wrong.
Mr. Garibaldi,
Listen,
you'll be needing me.
first 3 words of the word diet
And Mr.
spell.
Garibaldi,
Right.
I will be monitoring you closely.
I always figured
even got, like,
you'd be
little
having
half
this drink
bottles.
out on the rim somewhere. You always said you wanted an explorer ship.
Yeah, well, when the president calls, it's kind of hard to say no.
All right, here's the thing.
Okay. I want to
Okay.
say something about that last line too.
Well, go ahead since that's Lauren talking. Then I'm going to come back to what I was going to say. Go ahead. What?
Okay. Kind of when the president calls, kind of hard to say no. Fast forward a couple seasons. Who gives him the biggest no possible?
Right. Wasn't necessarily easy though. All right, I'm gonna talk about this just for a moment.
This should be
because
your screenshot behind you, by the way. This is great.
That's a great place to pause this video.
Oh yeah, Nia called it out. That's great. Yeah.
Oh my word. I want to talk about this now because if not, I'm going to continue obsessing about it for the rest of the episode, and that'll be just dumb. Water bottles. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a plastic freaking get it from the gas station right now kind of a water bottle, right? His face, man. I can't do it with the face. But here's the thing I'm thinking. All right, you're on a ship, you're on a submarine, you're going out to the rim, you're doing whatever, you're going to need drinking water. Can you really improve upon the water bottle we have today? Like in 200 years, are you really going to make that many improvements to the water bottle?
You could make one huge one.
Not out of plastic.
Yeah. Or plastic where toxins aren't leaching into the water over time.
And it's not made out of fossil fuels or whatever, and it's biodegradable and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, great.
A better plastic. But the design, the function, yeah, it's perfect.
You can't, I mean, it even has that little white ring around the top that like breaks the seal from the lid and everything. Like he's not drinking Zima, Paul says.
No, we don't.
I'm just,
that's the thing. We don't know.
Like I'm a little like guffaw. In 200 years, you're still drinking out of a water bottle, but I'm also going, you can't really get better than that design though. I don't think
we peaked
so.
in the
It
early
makes
90s.
sense. It kind of makes, I mean, has the design for a water bottle today changed from then?
Not really.
No, not really. So, yeah.
I mean, they make smaller caps now because that wastes less plastic.
Sure.
That's about it.
Funny he should.
You know, somewhere there's somebody
someone
whose job it is just to
Minbari
design
don't
plastic water
particularly like.
bottles.
Well,
Like,
I try to
I think
accord
we're
them every
good.
courtesy so they can't complain. Not too much, anyway.
What about you, Johnny?
Johnny.
This isn't exactly what you trained for. Not really what you wanted.
Jack, I can make a difference here.
I suppose. I just never figured that die-hard spacer like you would wind up tied to a desk.
Well, it's a hell of a desk to be tied to.
Sounds like a petty shoplifting wave, Mr. Garibaldi. Expect a full report when you've apprehended the thieves, understood?
But I thought you wanted to know everything that went on in the station.
Everything important, Mr. Garibaldi. I expect you to handle the details in terms of security.
That's kind of weird interaction.
But I'd rather hear
He's not wrong.
I mean, but think about that interaction in light of what happens in season 4.
Oh, right.
Like, I want to track the Garibaldi Sheridan relationship for the next couple of seasons.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, how close do they actually get, or is it, like they're going to be more than just boss subservient person, but not necessarily friends either. I don't think so. Let's track that over the next mini episodes.
Yeah, yeah.
on my shift. The only relief I get is when we make a supply stop.
How is Keffer
Right, for real.
at a table with these 3? I don't know who that other dude is, but how is Keffer at this
Mars
table?
and that dancer, as I recall?
Captain Sheridan,
Yes, Captain Maynard.
July 12th, 2253.
Oh? Forget I said anything.
You are the second person in a month to tell me that there's something strange going on out on the rim. Did your nav officer see it?
Oh, he says he saw a blink, change in space.
You know, Jeff, we were talking a couple of weeks ago.
He doesn't know what it was
maybe last
anymore
week
than I
about
do.
how they keep like shining lights on this thing, but then not answering what it is.
Yeah.
And that feels like what? Oh, here's another thing about the rim. Look over here, but we're not going to tell you what it is. It's just going to be weird.
Yep. Also, is it just me, or was he literally reading all that off of a cue card?
Possibly.
Like off screen. I think we postulated this the first time, but like, dude's phoning in a paycheck in this episode.
Yeah. There was a look they gave where he's like, like this. And it just, I was like, dude, that's not even your real face, man. Like,
yeah. But also I kind of like on this second watch, I like them like the rim, black on black ship, just these little things where it's not, this is a story about the shadows. It's like, hey, this is some stuff. Also, we're seeing this stuff.
yeah. I wonder if it's because we know what's coming.
Yeah.
We're like, come on, say it.
Yeah.
Look, if it's the credit you're worried about, my account can handle it.
Yeah. The time it's like,
when you know it. What you want is
Come
heavy.
on.
You won't use substitutes, and the real stuff's hard to come by.
10-pound gain isn't too bad. You could afford to lose it. Here's a list of.
Oh, is this
foods
where
I
we get the
avoid.
gaining weight because he
No
ate
meat,
fruit?
Low fat, lots of vegetables.
yep.
Rabbit food.
Well, it's only for a little while, Captain. We'll get those 10 pounds off in no time.
Who's we?
Well, a doctor and his patient are a team, Captain.
And since we're a team, why don't you do the diet part?
I'm going to say that to my doctor next time I see him.
Not sure I understand.
I actually kind of
the
like
intent
Franklin
of this
so
meeting.
far in this.
Yeah.
I have been delegated by others who...
I can see why if you and I were like, yeah, Franklin's kind of whatever. I'm like, actually, I kind of like him right now.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that. Like
doing his job. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. He's being a little too zealous with stuff, I think, right now, but he's worried about health and their weight. And
yeah,
he's taken a proactive approach to it. So,
which is great.
Good on him. All right. This guy behind Delenn right now, Great Council member?
I think so, but I don't remember.
Okay.
Delenn, there is concern among our people here on Babylon 5, meaning no disrespect. They worry that you are no longer one of us.
I'm more one of us at this moment than I have ever been.
You
More
could
than
see
you'll ever know.
some hurt for a second and then like stealing her resolve. That was great.
I appreciate your concern. There is nothing I can tell you.
I feel like this is still early Delenn makeup.
This cannot wait.
Like early new Delenn
We need
makeup.
to understand what...
Yeah, like something's off with her eyes and stuff right now.
Standing is not required. Only obedience.
And her eyebrows, or
To our
lack
own
thereof.
kind, yes, that is the question. Are you any longer our own kind? We have a right to know.
It's the racial supremacy.
They are
starting to
so
peek out.
racist here.
Yeah.
Give us what we need. We will ask permission to send a representative to speak directly with the Great Council.
I am the Great
Unless
Council.
you object.
No, I have no objections. Is there anything else?
No. Thank you.
A food plan to replenish your system.
I'll gain weight.
Briefly, yes.
Figures. All my life, I've fought against imperialism. Now, suddenly, I am the expanding Russian frontier.
But with very nice borders.
Oh, man. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. He's not wrong. But wow, to say that out loud.
You read her autobiography, right?
Uh-huh.
I just finished it not too long ago.
Yeah.
Take that scene through the lens of where she was at this point, and her, not great.
Mm-hmm.
Now listen, Swamp Rat. You hold this place together, you hear me? I'd like to come back to it.
I wonder if there's a little bit of Sheridan that's kind of glad to see him be going.
Right.
Like, always good to get a visit, and they're clearly on two different places right now.
Your area of concern.
You know what I mean? Like, like it's two friends that used to be locked up, and now they're their lives have split. They're in two different places, and it's like, dude, I love you, and I'm really glad to see you, and I need to get back to my life without you here. And
well, he's kind of pulling him down to, he's like, come on, man, this is so cool. What's this you're doing? And you think about it too, Sheridan starts off with, dude, this place is great. Yeah. It's awesome. And immediately Stinky's like,
I can make a difference here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think he was kind of like, good to see you.
Yeah, we may or may not talk about that a little bit more later.
The Takati ambassador objects to having the new consular group from Pomeroy quartered next to him. He claims
I would too. That's not racist. That's just...
And that he's downwind of them.
Have them swap quarters, and you tell the ambassador that's as upwind as it gets on Babylon 5. Is there something else?
You're going to just make two entire delegations swap quarters? How about you swap the one dude?
Ever since the Cortez arrived, you just haven't been yourself. I thought perhaps...
I love Ivanova saying this to him.
Yeah. This is a good coworker. This is a good friend.
Yeah.
I command starships, Susan, not cities in space. Jack Maynard said this isn't what I was trained for, and he's right. I mean, I am constantly
This is such a great observation,
swamped,
Brent, about
drowned in
this whole thing,
because by nothing but trivia.
I can make a difference here.
I mean, look at this desk. I can't find a thing on it. You know me. Is this me? Huh?
Starships run on details. You've always run a tight ship. That's an admirable trait. B5 can never run in quite the same way. But you've had to settle your share of crew squabbles in your time, so forgive me for saying this, but it must be something more than just that.
Yeah, tell him, Ivanova.
Maynard is right. I've been beached.
Hardly. Running B5 takes just as much energy, intelligence, and patience as it does to command a starship.
But there is a difference. They have turned me into a bureaucrat, a politician.
Oh, just
I'll
wait.
tell you one thing.
I was going to say, think about where that goes later.
That someday politicians would come out of the gene pool. They'd have stayed up in the trees and written evolution off as a bad idea. Well, I always thought the opposite.
You should take that and put that on the walls of Congress.
Overrated.
You're here because the president thought you could handle it. As your executive officer, I have the right to know. Was he wrong?
I don't know.
What's our ETA on the other side of the...
I'm guessing those are all the sparks.
Emergency power. All stations report. Flying blind. After we jumped, the fusion reactor spiked when it came back online.
Thanks for yelling. I mean, I'm right here. There's no way I could have heard that.
While he's just standing there, like, looking.
We've lost the lock-on signal from the jump gate. Yes, sir. Without it, we
Captain's just sitting there staring, like, waiting for his line.
So literally, the core function of this ship just stopped. Oh, it just didn't work. Whatever. I don't remember if we did or not the first time, but watching this and expecting anything but sabotage. Like, this has to be sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's not.
Well, what are we going to do about it?
Do it nicely.
Well,
You know, if what Ivanova really needs is the nutrients to replace things in her system, she should be eating what's in front of Sheridan anyway.
Totally.
She doesn't need to carb up.
And not a lot of nutrients there.
A lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
This is Cortez. There's been an incident to navigate instruments. No lock-on signal. We are stranded in hyperspace. Lost.
Does Bruce Boxleitner look like he has certain makeup on to make him look a little more...
Take it off speaker. Keep recording. Some other pieces
dark,
may come through in the
like
clear.
Gaunt.
Send this response immediately. Your signal has been received and help is on the way. Keep sending that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I want all available pilots in the squadron bay in 20 minutes.
I shouldn't need to remind you. No ship lost in hyperspace has ever been found again.
Well, have you seen the size of that ship?
Right. How do you lose a ship that big?
How are the other Minbari reacting to your situation?
Fine.
They accept this without question?
Of course.
Of course.
So,
do you think she
What
really
is the
thought
new
that they would
delegation
accept it without question?
What new delegation?
I do.
I don't know. I only heard Mr. Garibaldi mention to someone that he was awaiting their arrival. I believe they're called Bagna Cauda?
Franklin's like,
Commander
that son of a
Ivanova
bitch.
has briefed you on the situation. All we know from the Cortez's Mayday is that
They had dude at the table with him because I think he dies in this one, which is how Keffer gets his promotion.
Commander has reminded me no one has ever recovered a ship from hyperspace. But I'm determined to try.
How far out is she?
Unknown. We can't pick up a trace of her lock-on signal. You'll hit space in 5 minutes. Good luck. I'd give anything to be going with them right now.
So would I.
I feel like if Sinclair was on the ship, one of them would
go.
Mm-hmm.
We never hear this talk of the whole thing.
Zeta Squadron.
Babylon Control. This is the Cortez. Lock on. Still not functioning.
Cortez, this is Babylon Control. Keep on broadcasting your Mayday.
Homing in on it and sending a sheepdog to lead you home.
We haven't spent a whole ton in hyperspace to this point. A little bit here and there, but...
You got the signal, Warren? Hard to get a beat on it, sir.
They're not supposed to call each other by their first names going across comms. Aren't they supposed to have like call signs or something back and forth?
Think, right? Yeah.
Like, hey, Road Dog. What's up, Stinky and Swamp Rat? And like...
What's happening?
It's gotten scratchy again, sir.
Why don't you take a break?
Why don't you? Sir.
Sir.
I can't. Jack's too old a friend. If this turns into a wake, I want to be here.
Is he the one that told you about the Egyptian blessing?
He was my first commanding officer. Damn, I thought he knew everything. He did, too.
Captain Maynard knows the risks he takes every time he orders the ship out. So if it's a wake, I'll drink with you. But until it is, why don't we just remember that blessing?
Good for you, Ivanova. This great Ivanova episode.
Mm-hmm. So... Sheridan's in a moment of doubt of whether or not he's in the right spot and all that sort of stuff, right?
And lock it on.
Okay, so
Go.
I'm watching right now to see what's happening here that reaffirms his decision.
Okay.
And like reaffirms him as like, no, you're in the right spot.
Captain! Captain!
I do believe that's our sheepdog.
Yeah, I don't like this guest actor. He don't. I don't like any of these guest actors. I don't like them.
Navigation system inoperative. Communication disrupted.
Yeah, this is good too because this is where Keffer starts his little obsession that he holds back for a long time. But
where is
about something you saw in hyperspace?
Mm-hmm.
Increasing range and scanning. Got him.
What's going on?
Come on. Figure it out.
What the hell's he doing? What's he shooting at?
I don't know. He keeps firing in the same direction, but there's nothing out there.
There's nothing out there.
Except the way home. He's firing in the direction he wants us to go. Can you calculate that?
Communication with Starfury restored.
Cortez, get out of here now.
Starfury, this is the Cortez. We can come after you. Do you copy?
Nav system not functioning. Engines down. If you come after me, we'll both get lost. Go.
Good for Keffer, though. That's the right thing to
Lay in
do.
the
You
course.
guys go home.
Follow the trail.
I'm lost. I mean, the plan, the everything is good for Keffer.
As Keffer is moving, because he's not stationary spinning, as he's moving, is he adjusting the shot of his beam?
Sure hope
to compensate for that.
Ships coming through.
How many?
3. No, 4.
Cortez, this is Babylon Control. Where are the other 2 fighters?
I'm sorry, Johnny. They didn't make it.
Bam.
Okay.
Bam,
So
the
I
cow.
asked myself, now who on the station could pull together the ingredients of Bunya Cauda so far from Earth? Your qualifications precede you, Mr. Orwell.
Orwell.
Mr. Garibaldi.
Mr. Garibaldi.
My father always made Bunya Cauda for me on my birthday. Pop was a great cook, and Bunya was his specialty. I knew he was doing it because he loved me. I just could never say it. And so we did that instead.
The conviction
Only
he's
part of him I
hitting
got
it
left.
Well, in that case, why don't you make enough for 2?
It's an important relationship right there with the 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Captain, I can come back if you wish to be alone.
No.
You see the Uncle Stephen
I heard the news.
later on?
Oh, right. Yep.
We are both, I suppose, going through transition.
You know,
But the universe knows what it's doing.
if there's an A plot, B plot between Sheridan's experience and Delen's experience right now, they're very matched up.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Coming to
I
the
just don't
acceptance.
see it sometimes.
Then I will tell you a great secret, Captain.
This is great. I love this.
Perhaps the greatest of all time. The molecules of your body are the same molecules that make up this station. And the nebula outside burn inside the stars themselves. We are star stuff. We are the universe made manifest. trying to figure itself out. But as we have both learned, sometimes the universe requires a change of perspective.
That's where my new theory about why history repeats itself comes from. Because the universe is trying to figure itself out. And it's like, okay, learn some stuff, try it again, see what happens. Oh, crap, still not good. Let's try it again here in a couple 10, 20, 100 years or whatever. Eventually we'll get it right.
You make the universe sound conscious.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what Delenn was saying. We are all the universe. And we're trying to help it figure itself out. We're trying to help us figure ourselves out.
That is very good. Ooh, you think that's good? Well, dessert.
Well, now, wait a minute. I didn't authorize dessert.
No, then you can't have any.
What is it?
Doesn't matter. You're not getting any.
I didn't ask you.
Let's not be hasty here.
No. Too late.
This is great.
Ever had a long talk with Ambassador Delenn, Commander?
From time to time. Why?
She and the universe seem to have a special relationship.
Don't we all?
Star stuff.
All right, Jeff, that is it for
We
A
made it.
Distant Star.
We did it.
All right, I'm going to give one opening thought, and then I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
Not as bad as I thought it would be.
Really?
Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Way better this time around than what it was the first time. I'm not saying it's a great episode. I'm just saying it's not as bad as I thought it would be. You go.
Yeah, it was horrible. I was bored. It felt so long. Like,
yeah.
But to your point, having listened to our last discussion, I don't hate it as much as I did the first time around. In fact, I enjoyed the Franklin stuff.
Uh-huh.
I still, the Delenn conversation, the star stuff and universe thing, that's peak Babylon 5 to me. That's incredible. But Brent, I like the Keffer stuff. I think Keffer came out
looking
great.
like why is he not in more of this show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it still felt forced having him at the table, with everybody hanging out or whatever. But like, as far as his role as like being a Starfury guy, guy's a war hero. Like he's incredible. But yeah, all in all, knowing the fate of Keffer and everything else that happened, okay, here's the thing. I was just going to say, I think that if this episode never happened, that would be a detriment to the series.
Why?
Because of the Delenn stuff. I think, and not just the Delenn stuff overall, but specifically the Delenn and Sheridan stuff. You said it, and I think it was brilliant. They both had sort of this intertwined, separate arc of, I felt a way, I went through stuff, and now I'm handling me feeling another way.
Yeah. And that's where I think my opinion of this episode goes up, because it's not about Stinky, and it's not about the Cortez, and it's not about hyperspace, and it's not about all of that.
Yeah.
It's about Sheridan having doubt cast upon his station in life of where he is now. Is he in the right place? Is he who he really is as a person? Is he doing what he should be doing? Right? And what are other people? What does he think about it himself? Yeah. You've got Delenn, who has gone through this big transition. Sheridan's gone through a transition. She's gone through a big transition, very different transitions. One where I think it's pretty clear that Delenn was of the very naive side, that the Minbari wouldn't have a problem with her at all after this. Because in her own mind, she is not only still 100% Minbari, she doesn't feel like she's half human.
Nope.
She is 100% Minbari, and she says she's even more Minbari now
than she's ever been.
In her mind, that's where she is. So why would they be coming to her asking her this really silly question of, are you even still a Minbari? And she's going, what are you talking about? I'm more Minbari now than ever, right? And so she's now going, crap, did I do the right thing? Should I have done this in the first place? Is this where I'm supposed to be? The difference is Sheridan can still go to his superiors and get reassigned back to a ship, possibly. Delenn,
she is what she is.
She's stuck.
Yeah.
So I love that as a discussion, and to come down to the final deal to say where. Now here's the thing, and I want to draw a line here. I don't think necessarily that what Delenn says here at the end, this big speech she gives, is a message. As much as it is a personal philosophy, not just of Delenn, but probably of DC Fontana, maybe JMS, something of that nature. And we can choose whether to accept that and adopt that as our own. What I am not with is where you are at this time is where you're supposed to be. And so that makes it the right thing.
Okay.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I think people do find themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time, or in the wrong place at the right time, or in the right place, but at the wrong time. I think all of those things can happen. And just the simple fact that you're there does not necessarily make it right. What I do love, and it's 100% true from a science perspective too, the molecules that make up this station are the molecules that make, we are all made of the molecules of the stuff that makes up the universe.
Yeah.
Right? Like, now we're not every molecule that makes up everything in the universe, but nothing in the universe is every molecule that makes up everything in the universe.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know? But that idea that we are all the universe trying to figure itself out, you know, Jeff, you and I have made no secret about our personal religious beliefs and where that goes. I might even look at it and go, okay, it's the universe. It's that has a conscience that's actively thinking and doing something. It is an intelligence. Maybe that's what God is.
Yeah.
Is the universe, like this thing we call the universe, that thing, maybe that's what God is.
Well, and
I don't know that flies in the face of faith at all.
Put that into scriptural terms, in the image of himself, he made them.
Oh my gosh.
Right? I mean, it's right there in the very opening of the whole thing is made. And we take that as, you know, well, God must be a sky daddy, right? Old man with a beard in the sky because we're made in his image. No, it's and I, prior to like really embracing Babylon 5, my thought on that was, well, that's our soul, right? Our soul is the part of him that's made in our image. But no, it's the molecules. It's the stuff. I am the dinosaurs, right? You are the all of the things.
I mean, even if you go down that particular path of that particular faith, made from the dust of the earth.
Exactly.
You know, which I'm trying to think through, like a lot of things are generally made from other things within the earth of various religions throughout there. So yeah, we're all connected.
Yeah.
We're all part of the great circle of life. Like
we are. And I think it's pretty ubiquitous across a lot of faiths, you know, in the Christian faith that you and I are familiar with. It's the body of Christ, you know, quote unquote. But there's other, you know, examples. I don't know them, but I know in other faiths, the idea that we're all part of the bigger whole.
Yeah.
It's pretty common.
Well, and I mean, like, I know, and I'm not a expert on Buddhism. But if I understand it right, the belief there is when you die, you go on to nirvana. Basically, you're returning to the stars. You're returning to the great goo of the universe. That is everything.
Okay.
Like that's where we go. That's what we're a part of everything. And so I loved your thought though of it's the, you know, hey, we're going to repeat some things because we didn't get it quite right the first time around. So let's try it again.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try it again. Okay. Let's try this again. We're just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's the universe trying to figure itself out. I love that idea.
I do too. Katerina in the chat, you know, we are one. Pope Leo, our current Pope, his motto in English is something like, from one, we are one. And it's just, that's so profound. And I think that's reflected right here in this. And I agree, not the message, but what a philosophy. And I believe this philosophy gets echoed in Babylon 5. Passing through Gethsemane comes to mind.
Yeah.
And other ones as well. And
yeah. I do love a line though that Delenn says, and it really made me stop to think. And it really comes through this, right? If I may, Delenn has gone through a very literal transition.
Yes.
Sheridan has gone through a positional life change transition, but Sheridan is still Sheridan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. You know, I relate certainly more to Sheridan in this particular deal. Who I am today is not the same Brent that existed 10 years ago or 20 years ago. I am a different person today. Just the other day, my best friend in the entire world, who I see maybe once every 4 or 5 years, came into town. Him and his family, they stayed, we hung out and, you know, picked things up like we'd never missed a beat. You know, he was the best man at my wedding. Like, love this guy.
Yeah.
Also, he and I are in two very different places of life right now, where we used to be in the kind of the same spot, you know, we're just in two different places of life, and that's okay. You know, and Stinky comes in and reminds Swamp Rat of what he's all doing. And even when he's like, I can make a real difference here. And he's like, yeah, but this isn't really who you are. And it throws all this doubt into Sheridan's mind of like, oh my gosh, am I in the right spot? Who am I? I wanted to do all this. Okay. You know, things I used to want to do, Jeff. I want to be on tour.
Right.
I was a stand-up comedian for a lot of years, had many opportunities to get out and go on tour.
Yeah.
Right. Things were moving in a good direction that had I continued to pursue it, things would have continued to work, you know. Certainly in the podcasting world, I've had opportunities and things and people that I've been able to meet and interface with and things I've been able to change. There are things in life, things that I studied in college are not of interest to me much anymore.
Yeah.
You know, there are things in life. I am not that same deal. Also, my God, I was going to go on tour. You know what stopped me from going on tour?
Huh.
I became a parent.
Yeah.
And you know what happened to me when I became a parent? That stuff that I used to think was really cool, I didn't care about it anymore.
Yeah.
It's not that, I'm pining for it and I really wanted to do it. No, I actually just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to go on tour anymore.
Yeah.
I wanted to be with my kids so I could go to their baseball games and their dance recitals and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that was my desire. And I understand when people say I don't want to have kids because I have things that I want to accomplish. I'm like, yeah, I understand that. And my experience was when I did finally have kids, my desires changed.
Right. Yeah.
It's not that I didn't get to do the things that I wanted to do. It's my desires changed. And so Sheridan's sitting here going, he's a man who has had a transition. I make a real difference. I'm in my right spot right here. But I used to be all of this stuff. And now he's questioning, right? So that's the scene of where we are. And Delin comes in and goes, there is a pain that comes with being born again. What you are experiencing there is the pain that comes with being born again. And obviously, you got to think of the pain of childbirth in general. Now it's more of a metaphysical, like, no, when you're going to become a new person, there is going to be a grieving of that which you've left behind and what you've lost. Right. Here's another thing that I'll drop for you that I'm just thinking of right now, Jeff, and you tell me if you've had the same experience. Whenever I have left one thing to go to do something else, whether it's a job, an organization that I volunteer with, a project or whatever, I have never, ever, ever left that spot feeling like I accomplished everything I could have while I was in that position.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are things that feel left undone. There are things that didn't go the way I anticipated them or wanted them to be, and I really am not done working to correct that. But now I have to because I'm transitioning and moving over.
Yep.
And there is a grieving process. There is a pain to saying goodbye to that. And I think what we saw with Sheridan, he was experiencing that pain, that grief, finally, of that's gone. Here's where I am now, and this is where I'm supposed to be.
Absolutely, yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, and I think when we watch this episode, that's what this episode's about, is watching Sheridan come to terms with where he is now. He used to be there. Now he's here, and this is where he's supposed to be. Doesn't mean he can't grieve that, and he needs to because we need him here.
Yeah.
And Delin has made her change. And she's coming face to face with the idea that, crap, I need to be in this spot too.
Yeah.
She's got to keep going full bore with where she is.
It's where I am. This is what I got to do. Yeah, I don't know about you, Brent, but when I was 7 years old, I remember writing this down and my mom was like, dude, that's not a good idea. I was like, I want to be a Babylon 5 podcaster. Like, I've had the same desire my whole life.
Right.
Yeah. But no, I think that this whole thing hit so much differently because we know specifically where Sheridan and Delin end up. I still stand by our first time reaction. Who are these people? And like, they don't know each other. This is like the second time they've even talked to each other.
Right.
But knowing their journey and where they go, this was so critical for them.
Well, and I'm sorry, Jeff, just to back that up of what you're saying, I forget who said it. It's somewhere in our chat with our council chamber. Someone had said, this is where Delin and Sheridan's relationship start.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and we talked about this is a relationship that is slow building and is very earned. Right. And here it begins. I was like, yeah. And you're right. This is like their second meeting.
And you know what this does, though, too? You and I have both gone on a record about how disappointed we are in who Delenn, let me rephrase that, very disappointed in how Delenn is portrayed and utilized in an episodic standpoint later on in the series, specifically season 5 for the most part. For the most part. I like this Delenn, right? We always point to the severed dreams Delenn, right? He is behind me. You are, that we always point to that Delenn. This Delenn is the one that goes away. We don't get this one.
Yeah.
We get, oh, John. Yeah. Oh, I'm your wife over here being your wife, as opposed to, well, I get it. And I'm going to help you get it.
Unfortunately, it wasn't just Delenn, because Ivanova gets that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Ivanova we loved in this episode that we talked about, and by the time we get to season 4 and we see her, she's just kind of around. You know?
Yeah, they lost a lot of steam with them, and it's just unfortunate. And seeing them here, it's disappointing. But it's also being able to look back on it and see it. Man, what a beautiful story. You know?
And again, this goes back to that whole, here's the difference between the first watch and the second watch. You and I are now watching this, seeing season 5 Delenn and Sheridan, and we're watching it here.
Exactly.
Versus last time we watched this, we weren't there yet. And so when we experienced this kind of going through, we're going, who are these two? What's going on? But it's such a beautiful story, and here's where it starts. And I'm like, yeah.
Exactly.
But on the first watch, I didn't know.
No, had no idea. We were still wrapping our head around what the heck is going on with this Delenn person.
Yeah. And they're still trying to clearly figure out her makeup, because something's off with that.
That was not good. I agree. That was very off-putting.
Yeah.
For as hard as we are or were on it later in the series, wow, it was not good at this point.
Yeah. One more thing with all this, though, Jeff, before we move on to our next bit, is the racial superiority of the Minbari that we talked about.
Oh my God, yes.
Right? One of us, right? They keep saying, are you one of us?
Yeah.
Now, I want to recognize the Minbari in a representative type situation have the right to be represented by a Minbari, right? But Delenn is really expecting the other Minbari to accept her without question. Because, again, as I said a few minutes ago, she still believes that she's there. She's having trouble understanding and coming to terms with her own people, not even being as, I'm going to use this word, progressive as she is.
Okay.
Right? I think this is a great mirror to society.
All right.
There are times when we grow and change and have thoughts, and we can't believe that other people are just not as forward thinking as we are, or can't think about things in the same way that we think about things. You know, I think that's something we all can probably experience, no matter where you are on whatever spectrum that you want to say. We all find ourselves in a spot where it's just hard not understanding how people, it's just hard. It's like, remember that guy with the kids, like,
right? Nope.
While I talk, we all can figure out. We all can relate to this idea that others don't necessarily think about things or understand things the same way that we do. And it's mind-boggling to us when you, a person that used to be in the same side of this with me, is now like, you can't even comprehend what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And you're not even thinking about it. And I don't know why you're not thinking about it like that way. I think we all have felt that on some level.
What I think is fascinating about that too, we've experienced that just even within our very tight community and small community of the council chambers, right? This is how I see things. This is how I see things, and they're completely different. And we have had the honor of hearing that from both kind of perspectives and seeing where they were. And I think it's great. And to me, that's where we can bridge gaps, is when you can hear. And when we look at the Minbari, there was one person throughout all of the Minbari that we really worked with who took the time to see it from both sides, and that person was Naroon.
Right.
Who you wouldn't think ever saw it from everything, but he did. And in the moment he did, he literally set Minbari society on the right path. I mean, Delenn's the one who grabbed, the reins and moved it forward and made it a thing, but Naroon is the one who gave himself to say, no, I get this side. I get this side. I didn't get this side for a long time, but now I do. And now that
I see that you're calling up my heart.
Exactly.
It's religious.
God, and it all starts here.
It's an awful line. It's an awful line, but
but in the moment,
we all cheer.
Yeah. How can you not? It's so great. Well, I'm curious, Brent, if you, I don't envy you this week, my friend.
How's that up to me?
It is. Because we are, as many of you know, unless you're joining us for the first time, we are creating the immutable, objectively correct ranking of all the episodes of season 2 of Babylon 5 for the second time. And that falls on you this week. I had already for this segment to just name one of the episodes and be like, oh, where's it going to go? But now I'm going to name them all because we have 3 so far. And in the third spot, we have Revelations. Number 2 is the season premiere of Points of Departure. And the number 1 spot is last week's episode, The Geometry of Shadows. Brent, you have to rank this a distant star. Where's it going?
All right. 1, it's not touching Geometry of Shadows.
Agreed. That's the correct answer.
All right. Then I look at Points of Departure and I look at Revelations. And I ask myself, which of these 3 episodes would I want to watch again first? And I want to be clear about something. There is a lot with this episode that is to be disliked. There is a lot with this episode. And I might even say there is a lot with this episode to be meh on. Maybe if you don't dislike it, that's fine, but you still don't like it. You're just lukewarm to it. But there's also some stuff in this episode to really like, as I found with Points of Departure, as I found with Revelations.
Yep.
And then there's this episode. But as I look at it, I think I can deal with Stinky and Swamp Rat and receive the beauty of the Sheridan and Delenn story and a great Ivanova episode.
Yeah, very good.
Even holy crap, Keffer's actually kind of cool in all of that. And I can let that other stuff go more than I can stand seeing Sheridan crying for a while. So, Jeff, this is going to become our new number 3.
Oh, my God.
This is going to be our new number 3. It's
wow.
And I don't know where these 2 episodes wound up in our first ranking, but this one's going above Revelations. I don't know that it's going to hit Points of Departure for me. Although I think there could be an argument, maybe, possibly, but I'm going to put it right at number 3.
What's incredible about this is in the first time ranking, in number 20, we had Revelations.
Okay.
In 21, A Distant Star.
If this winds up with those 2 just flip-flopped, because I'm pretty sure we know what 22 is going to be, and it's going to stay. By hook or by crook, it's going to stay. If those 2 wind up just being flip-flopped, fair.
Yeah.
Fair. But this episode, again, the rewatch has elevated this episode for me quite a bit.
Agreed. Isn't that wild? I mean,
but it's still not a great episode.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Wait.
And Suzanne says, Sheridan or Ivanova calling Sheridan on his stuff and being like, hey, President put you here because he thought you could handle it. As your first officer, I need to know if he was right or wrong.
Yeah.
Because I got to do something here.
What's it going to be? All right, Brent, that does it for A Distant Star. You gave a beautiful segue. Our past number 22, and likely will continue on number 22, where we shall see. We've been surprised so many times this season already. Brent, we are watching The Long Dark.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah. Hey, you know the great thing about watching The Long Dark next week?
What's that?
Once we have watched it, we will be done with it. And never have to come, like, it's not in front of us, it will be behind us, and we don't have to come back to it again.
Maybe we'll love it. Maybe we'll see it through new eyes. We'll talk about what we thought of it and how we think of it next week. But this week, Brent, we used to play a game where we would guess what the episode was going to be about based on the title alone. Do you remember what you thought The Long Dark was going to be about?
I believe my thing was The Long Dark was actually just the last 3 episodes because they haven't been great. Now, that was my first spot around when I was like, Geometry of Shadows was weird. No, Geometry of Shadows was a great episode. The other ones, yeah. My exact phrase, though, was I have no idea, but once we get to the end of the episode, we'll exactly know why it was called The Long Dark. Like, it won't be mysterious. It'll be defined. Here's why it's The Long Dark, and that's debatable.
It is. I thought this was going to be a classic sci-fi trope where they're holed up, probably in Brown Sector for a period of time. They're trapped, weathering a storm or something like that, and they're going to have to each face their personal demons, facing their own personal long dark.
That basically what you just described, isn't that like the Day of the Dead episode?
Sort of, yeah. It sort of is. It's a classic sci-fi trope. It works.
It works.
You just get kind of cool on it. Well, I'm excited. Oh, I don't know if I am eager to see how we enjoy this episode next week. And you all can join us right here. Be a part of the new discovery, the rediscovery of The Long Dark. Thank you for being here as we rediscovered A Distant Star. Please comment down below if you're on YouTube. I'm sure people have a lot of thoughts and have been commenting throughout this thing. Like, subscribe, do all the things that you need to do. But please, please, if you find the calling of your heart is to serve, please, please share this show. We love it when we see people sharing this show. It makes a real difference, and it means the absolute world to us. So, Brent, I'm going to wrap it up. Till next time.
Hey, Jeff.
Yes, Brent. What's up?
You know, this episode actually was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like, seriously?
I mean, yeah, like, I might watch it again someday.
Yeah, man, that's a load of horse hockey.
Indeed.
I mean, we're not some deep space franchise. The station is about something.